sir. All right. Yes, sir. Look like
I hear him. Just because I'm not turning.
okay. If you're in the chat, go ahead and like them chats up. Let me know if you can hear me fine out there. Let me know where you're tuning in from and how you're tuning in. Like I would say always, is hello and welcome to another edition of Prime Parents. Well, I'm your host, Big Dog Chico, and we're live over the digital airwaves of YouTube and Facebook. Be sure to become a member, like, and subscribe, and join the channel to stay up on all new exclusive interviews coming. On today's show, we have the parents of a prime athlete, should I say, since 4 years old, a fan favorite from Derby, Kansas, who flipped his commitment from Notre Dame to join his former youth coaches at Colorado. You saw him score not one, not two, not three, but 4 big touchdowns in the opening game at TCU. I'm talking about 5'9" super fast freshman Dylan Edwards, and I'm pleased to be joined now by his parents, Mr. Leon and Ms. Raisha Edwards. I hope I said it right. Make sure I said it right. Give it up in the chats for him, y'all. Give it up in the chats for him.
Yes, you said it right.
Yes, you did.
Thank you guys for joining me. How are you guys doing today?
Doing great.
Great.
Now,
Thanks for having us.
This is my first time having a game day live interview. So you guys are in Boulder right now, made the trip from the hometown. Tell me about the atmosphere and how was the trip and how's everything going today?
Go ahead, man.
It's awesome. The weather is actually nice right now. I know it's going to get a little cooler later, but right now it's beautiful, like Boulder and Broomfield, Colorado is, all of Colorado actually. So we're just enjoying the weather, enjoying the time before the game starts.
Cool. All right, so we can get right into it. The way I like to start is to take it back real quick. So let's start back at the beginning. Let's give everybody a little bit of your backgrounds and everything about where you come from and your athletic backgrounds also.
Okay, go ahead, man. You first. Ladies first. Let's go.
Well, I graduated from Grambling State University. I was a cheerleader for 30 years and soccer player for 30 years. Soccer player for 30 years, cheerleader since 8th grade through college. I'm a registered nurse right now for almost 25 years. And I love football because soccer is football.
The real football, she says, the real football.
I heard that a lot living overseas. So yeah,
Most definitely.
All right, Dad.
Yes. So just a quick story on to that. Of her playing soccer. So she was playing soccer on a co-ed team, and they was playing recreational or whatnot at Grambling State University. So I saw the way that she was juking. You feel what I'm saying? And I said, she gonna have my son. So I saw the 1-2 and get out of there. It was a wrap. So that's the short one of a long story. You know what I mean?
All right.
Yes,
So,
it did.
Started back at Grambling State is where Mom went to school, and Dad went to school at Kansas State for 3 years, and then ended up at Grambling State. Is that correct?
No. Actually, I went to Garden City Community College for a summer. And then from that summer, I transferred to Grambling State University for a year in a summer. And then from there, I was at Kansas State University, played for Eddie Robinson and everything like that. For Bill Snyder, but I was with Eddie Robinson before I transferred over. So right. That's what my trail was and everything. So I played football. We won the Copper Bowl there. We was in the Aloha Bowl. So it's the first bowl win at Kansas State University. So I got that under the belt and that type of thing. But my main thing, the reason I was even going in that direction was it's a similar situation because they wanted to end our program at Kansas State University. We were the toilet bowl of college football. So it was in the Sports Illustrated at that time. And now with the 1-11, with this being, the change and everything with Prime coming over and bringing all the dogs and everything over, it's a similar situation of winning and doing something for the first time for the university. So that's what it is.
Wow, the correlation there with yourself and your son now going through that. Also, you mentioned the Aloha Bowl. That's the bowl that I played in, which ended up living out here in Hawaii. So,
okay.
Nice little symmetry right there. So,
yes, it did. The Sheraton Waikiki on the Waikiki Island.
Exactly. Yep. Same
yes,
bowl.
it did.
Wow, long time ago. So
yes, life is good, man. Life is good.
exactly. So you two guys, you kind of previewed me earlier about how you're both from the hometown of Derby, Kansas, correct?
Correct.
Wichita,
Kansas, which is like 10 miles from Derby. Derby is like a suburb of Wichita, so it's 10 miles from there.
Gotcha.
Yes,
And
indeed.
so, how did you guys meet? Tell us that Tell us that story right quick.
I'll let her get that in over there.
Well, I was in college. I came back for the summer at a local club. And I was with my cousin Roslyn, and I was like, I need to go meet him over there. And so, and so I did. And then we exchanged numbers, and then I had to go back to college. So I finished out my college career, and then I came knocking back at the door.
Yeah.
Dad, what you say about that? Dad, give us
Big Chico, I she left a little bit out. You know what I'm saying? So I was 175, throwing up about 325, squatting about 605. So I was over there stellar. So she had to come holler at it, brother. You know what I mean? I'm just keeping it a buck.
Let us tell it. Hey.
Then right back at her. She was looking beautiful. So had to get down. It was mutual, and it was a beautiful situation.
Man, that is so funny. Again, did your family know of each other or anything like that? Did y'all have any run-ins in the past?
No. Well, he knew of all my girl cousins. He went to high school with all my girl cousins. I have a large family. He does as well. And I went to school with all my boy cousins. And so my girl cousins, after I told them about, hey, I met Leon, and then I was with one of my favorites, Roslyn. She was trying to hook it all up and everything. So I went home, and I was just like, told my parents, I met this little handsome guy. They were like, really? Yeah. So, kind of went from there. Yeah. But I still had college to go. So I went to college for a couple more years, and then I called him back up. Yeah.
And then we rekindled and everything was good. So that's what it is. But Big Chico, getting back to the football situation of this thing, So I'm very humble in what I do and how we go about it. So as you can tell. So, where I'm from, Wichita, Kansas, it's a bunch of great running backs that came through there, like Barry Sanders, the Brees Hall, Joseph Randall. I could keep going on and on that list that we got going there. Bryce Brown and everything. But see, I broke Barry Sanders' record. I'm the first one to break Barry Sanders' record. So I want to make sure I be clear that we play ball around here. She do it on the football field of soccer, and I do it on the field of football.
Right.
So it's in the family. My son played, and so it's in our family. It's in our gene. My father played, which was from San Antonio, Texas, and his nickname was the Thief on defense and the Go-Getter on offense. So that's how we roll.
I like that.
Well, when I first met him, he said, "You have never heard of me? I'm all over the news in the newspaper." I'm like, I play soccer. I don't watch TV. That's what I do. I'm outside girl. And he's like, oh, okay. So I wasn't all like, oh my gosh, he's the number one football player in Kansas. I was just like, I thought he was handsome. So
so that's how that went down. So that's just like I said, our families are very big too, and everything like that on both sides. So we all just one big family now, and everything like that. And it's wonderful to see that when how much support that Boogie has across the nation and everything from family and friends and stuff like that. So we just enjoy it. We get to every game, and just go from there and just love on them and keep God first and enjoy it.
Exactly. So being a big high school superstar, everybody knowing that Edwards name.
You're right.
And you made sure that your future wife knew it.
Oh yeah.
You went through that recruiting process and everything, and so that kind of sets you up. We'll get to that. Let's step back. You guys have 2 sons now,
and 2 daughters.
So,
and 1 grandson.
1 grandson. So Dylan is the youngest.
Yes, he's the baby boy.
He's the baby boy. So let's talk about him coming along as the baby boy. When did y'all realize, oh, this guy's kind of fast, and he had something special right here?
Oh yeah, well, I'll let you start off with that because mine.
Just like I envisioned, like you said, you saw Mama out there doing those moves, and
yes.
And then you had the move. So
yes, it did.
At what point did you realize, oh, our son has it?
Well, he was always trying to keep up with his older brother, who was 4 years older than him, and Kevion always ran everywhere, ran. So he's always trying to run after him, and that would help make him faster and stronger because Kevion was real like tough and rough and buff. Yeah. So he roughed him up a lot. And in Texas, track was like year round. So he did run track at 4 years old.
With the truth.
Little bitty. And he was blowing them out, like literally blowing them out.
Mm-hmm.
And then he played flag football, and it was so funny. It was 2 incidents that I always remember. Coach Prime, a little boy, cussed Coach Prime out, and he went over to Dylan, and he was like, "Hey, you my dog. I need you to go out there, go get his flag, but when you get his flag, stand over him and say, 'Don't you ever talk to my coach like that no more.'" Dylan went out there, and he ran, and he did that, and he threw up the flag. He said, "Don't ever talk to my coach like that no more." He ran back to Coach Prime and said, "Here you go, Coach Prime." So that was super cool. And then his mom, she would watch over the flag players through camp, because every summer we had 7 weeks of camp from 7 in the morning to like 6 in the evening, all day, Monday through Friday. And it was hundreds of kids. And so she would watch after the the flag team after they came out of practice. And she came up to me one day. She was like, "I just want to tell you something." She said, "I saw something that only my son has ever done. And so if he's doing this now, he's going to be real special later." And I was like, what was it, ma'am? She said, "He was out there and they threw the ball to him. He caught it with one hand and just kept going and threw it right back and just running and tapping the boy at the same time." I was like, "Huh?" She's like, "Yeah, he did it instantaneously. He was just like talking, caught it, threw it." I was like, "Oh." She's like, "He's got something there." I was like, "Okay." And then from then he just was always fast and did great. Always scoring a lot of touchdowns.
So Big Chico, that is true story. True story. So mine was when we'd be at the house, and you know how the corners are on the breakfast nook or whatnot, and both of them were like alligators. They were super fast, like, you know, movement, right?
Right.
But when they'll be racing each other, they'll hit this corner of the table, like it's a sharp corner. They'll never hit it. I said, "Man, hold up." And then I have my partners come over, and they'll watch it, and they'll be like, "Man, you ain't playing." That's how that went from there. You know, you know what I'm saying? And then we had a birthday party, and it was in California, because Dylan's originally was born in California.
Inglewood.
He was born in Inglewood. Centinela Hospital was where she was working at the time, and then we moved to Texas. So most people don't know that's where he was originally born at and stuff like that.
Oh, I was going to get to, how did you guys get from Kansas to Texas? So it was by way of California also.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, indeed. By way of California through Texas, and then we moved back home and everything like that. Yes. But we had a birthday party, and we're out there and everything at the cookout. And so it was some older kids that was like, "Oh, Leon, I could beat him, and I could beat him." So anyway, Boogie beats the older guys. He beats them. And so they like, "How's this dude gonna beat us?" You know, and everything like. So that's when we knew. And his brother was like, "Yo, he got it." So that's what we've been working with.
Right.
Definitely.
All right. So he's 4 years old. You guys are in Texas. How did you hook up with the Truth League, Coach Mathis and Coach Prime?
Okay. And Coach Hart. And Coach Hart as well. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So my wife was the cheerleading coach.
Yeah.
With Coach Mathis's wife.
Yes, with Kim Mathis. So
did you know Kim prior?
Yes. Well, not prior to the Truth. So I met her when we joined the Truth, but they were actually with Lancaster Panthers in Lancaster, Texas, because we lived there for a short period of time. And then right when we heard Truth was starting, somebody at my job was like, "You know, Coach Prime is starting an organization called Truth, and it's going to have basketball, baseball, football, and track." I was like, "Really?" So I found it on the internet or whatever and applied, or whatever you do, whatever I did back then. And we went straight there. And that's when Dylan was flag, and Kevion was still flag too, wasn't he?
No, Kevion was in
tackle. First year of tackle.
So she had the cheerleaders with Kim Mathis. So they had the cheerleaders together and everything. And I had the flag.
Yes.
So that's where I came in at, you know, with several other coaches, Coach Crosby and stuff like that. So that's where, and Dion loved the babies, and Coach Paul, he loves the kids. So to have the kids, that was bigger than anything going on, because they learning the system, and they're the ones that's coming up under us and everything and learning the right way. So we have fun every day. I mean, Dion's a big jokester. We joke with each other. I mean, and it was about the kids, and to see where everything is right now and has evolved, man, it's beautiful. So we were right there when everything kicked off. So that's why we smile and die like that, you know.
Just happened to be there when things kick off. And then you see, of course, everybody knew about Prime Time. He's in Dallas area starting this league. When you go out there to meet them, how does that happen? do you meet him and introduce yourself? And you're like, oh, dog, you play ball too, dog. You come on here, coach these flags. You know, how
Oh,
did that?
yeah. Well, she had already went with the cheerleaders and stuff. So in playing football, Coach Hart actually played at K-State. So he was a linebacker. A cold one at that. Most people don't. Yeah, he was a dog. He was a dog. So that's how that all came about. And then there was another Coach Leon that was there that also went to K-State back in the day. So I was little Leon and he was big Leon. You know what I mean?
And he's at Colorado as well.
Yes, and he's here as well.
Yes.
Oh,
So,
cool.
yes, indeed.
Him and his wife.
Him and his wife as well. So how it all came about was we knew that everybody had that IQ for football, and really before all that, the love of God and the love for the kids, because that's what the biggest thing was. We were in the inner city. We would go everywhere to get the kids. It didn't matter. We'd go pick them up. Dion had vans, buses. I mean, fed them. I mean, this was on a whole nother notch.
It was.
And
it was awesome.
You know, and for people, you know, that wasn't there with us, it was an experience where it was first when we traveled, top notch, just like now. It's just on a bigger scale. So when he says that, he means that.
Yes.
And believe this, we ride with him like that. Believe me. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Yes,
And he took the kids up, like you said, gave them experiences that they never had. Canton, Ohio for the Hall of Fame game.
Yes, indeed. The Hall of Fame game had all the kids there and everything. And the greatest thing was when he said what he said about his mom, and he made that good on that. I'm gonna retire you, mom. And if anybody don't get emotional on that, then they in the wrong place, you know. So that's big ups to him on that.
Big ups to Coach Prime on that.
Yes,
and
indeed.
how long did Dylan stay in that league?
So we was there for 4 years.
Yeah, from 4 years old to 8 years old, third grade. And we moved it back to Kansas when he was third grade.
Yep, third grade. And Prime put him in baseball too.
Right. So he started baseball in Texas.
Yes.
Well, he started practicing.
He started practicing to learn the game of baseball right there with Prime. He called on the phone. He was like, "Hey, we need to get him on out there. Be there at this such a time." You know how Prime is. We on our way. So that's how it went down. And it's the funny thing about it is he had on his flag gear when he went out there, because we didn't have no gear, baseball gear for him. You know what I mean? So it was cool. We still got pictures and photos of that.
Yeah,
but we rolled with it, most definitely.
Yeah, and he played baseball all the way up to high school.
11th grade. Yes.
Yep, to 11th grade. Yes.
He played.
What type of baseball player was he?
Oh man,
that was his favorite sport, actually, because it was to him, he said it was more challenging since you're at the plate by yourself and you have to hit it in a specific area. He was center field, so he had to catch it and throw it to the specific places, or the specific base. So he really enjoyed baseball. But then in his 11th grade year, we went to Melissa, Texas for a week for a tournament, and they had like a combine at the beginning, and he was running the bases and ran 6.47 or something like that around the bases. So the guy was like, "Can you do that again? Are you just really this fast?" And so he did it again. And at that time, well, it was sophomore year he did that. So he said the other baseball players was like, "Well, he already has 5 D1 scholarships for football." And then the baseball guy was like, the coach was like, "So why are you out here?" And so then he was just like, "Well, I guess I do got to choose between one of the two so I can focus and really see how many scholarships I can get and choose the correct college to go to." So that's when he actually finished. He was kind of sad at first, and I was too. He was very fun to watch.
Yeah, we play center field, and man, they'll knock the balls, and the balls will be going, and they think it's out the park, and he'll just hawk it down. it was just beautiful. See, stealing bases, infield home runs.
Goodness.
I mean, actually, he could have went D1 on that as well, or been drafted on that. I'm hoping Prime bring it back to Colorado so he can get some of them dogs that play baseball and make a whole nother thing out of it. You know, Prime can. So that's what it happened.
That would be awesome.
I think so too, especially with his background in baseball and all the revenue that's hopefully coming in and donations that they now have set up. I really think baseball coming back would be a good recruiting tool also.
Yes,
because a lot of players also, play 2 sports and play baseball.
Yes, indeed.
Yep.
Yes, indeed.
All right.
We'll be all in.
All in.
All in.
We'll go. We're graduating high school, right? Yes. And the recruiting process, of course, is going on, and he got all these scholarship offers. Mom went to an HBCU. Coach Prime and Coach Mathis, Coach Hart, everybody you guys have a relationship with is at Jackson State. is in his top schools to go to, but
Yes.
I think he's set on Notre Dame. Talk about that recruiting process, considering HBCUs and then committing to Notre Dame.
Yes. You want to go? Well, so what happened? You know how you hit it. So what happened was in that situation. No, you heard that quite a bit. Yeah. So on that situation, so actually K-State was also in the running as well. My school that I graduated from, right, and played for or whatnot. And from there he decommitted.
From K-State.
From K-State.
K-State, right.
Yes, from K-State. So he ended up choosing Notre Dame. And Notre Dame was different. They got a great tradition and everything. And it was a coach there, Dylan McCullough, who was with the Kansas City Chiefs, #1 running backs coach, you know, and that type of thing. And it was they built a rapport. And so that's where that whole thing came from. And that's why he chose them.
Yeah, he loves Coach Dylan. He's a nice stand-up guy.
Yeah. Stand-up guy.
But then he said if whenever Coach Prime does go somewhere else, he said, man, if Coach Prime says he's going somewhere else, I'm going to have to slide. I said, huh? And then before we knew it, I was at work and Kevion and Leon was like, you might want to look at social media. I'm like, huh?
Oh, yeah.
I looked at social media and he had decommitted from Notre Dame. I'm like, what's going on? Yeah. And he's like, well, we're going to Colorado in a few days. Really? Okay.
Prom call. So no, we don't do visits here. We family. We don't do that. I said, you already know what's going on, man. Get your hat and get your coat. So we on our way. We get there and everything is what it was, and because we know Prom don't play, none of the staff, because that's one of the things that I love. Everybody that the relationships that Prom puts together is for life. Mm-hmm. It's not none of that, no fallouts, none of that type of thing. Men is men, women is women. We put it on the table and we go from there. Mm-hmm. And what's in-house is in-house. That's family. So that's what we do.
And that was proven to be able to still contact you guys and call you guys after those years y'all had been away from his program.
Right.
To still have that relationship, to be able to reach back and call and say, hey, you know, I got this opportunity. Come on up here. You know what I mean?
Yes,
it's on the same level as anybody else we're going to be playing or he could possibly go to. On the same level, we can win a national championship. So it wasn't much convincing going on right there.
No.
And Coach Mathis, Kevin Mathis was actually his little league coach.
Yeah, he was actually a little one.
So
with Deion being the helm at the helm of everything, but
he taught him how to catch with his hands, and he taught him a lot of different receiver skills. Even even though he's a running back, he taught him a lot of receiver skills, and he kept in close contact with Dylan. Which, you know, we give big ups and big love to the Mathis family.
Yes,
and that's his #1 guy. You know, Dylan always speaks highly of Coach Mathis as well. And Caleb.
Yep. And, you know, the whole family. I mean, like I said, it's a beautiful thing to have that, you know, to have that access. And, you know, like Prime is a mentor for all of us. Mm-hmm. You know, even all us men that was there. I believe it was either Thursday night, we'll all go and have midnight, talk about whatever's on your mind. You know, just air it out if that's what we needed to do. But it was more, you know, us just getting together and learning even more about each other. But he always spoke that this time was going to come.
Yes, he did.
And that's you. But you got to believe. That's where that believe comes from.
Yeah.
You know, most people just think he thought of that overnight. Nah, he's been doing that.
Right.
A lot of people
started at Jackson State, but no, that was in truth.
Oh man, that was in the truth. That was in the truth. Most definitely. And we all carry that to this day. If you don't believe, how you gonna make it?
Mm-hmm.
How you gonna do anything if you don't believe? First of all, I saw Dylan mention Coach Mathis being his coach, and Coach Mathis was the one that called him personally.
Yes, so, initially.
Yeah, that relationship stands strong. Also, and like you said, you have a relationship with Kim, which is his wife, and then Caleb, the son.
And we're sorors.
So they AKAs.
We're AKAs.
Oh yeah, but I'm a noob though. I'm a Kappa man.
All right.
We got to make sure they understand how this dynamic go now. You know what I mean? You know? Yes, indeed.
Man, I had all of my coaches were Omegas, and all of my family, like my uncles and stuff, they were Kappas.
Okay.
They used to call me, man, you like a pretty cute. We don't know what you're gonna do.
Yeah. Well, you know, let me know if you wherever you wish to go. I got you now. It's phone calls. We get you right. We get you right, Big Chico. Don't worry.
I appreciate it. Yeah. Okay, so speaking of that, are you pushing Dylan kind of a way to kind of play anything?
I just, you know, I won't lie on it. You know, like it's like the Chiefs and the Cowboys. You know what I mean? He chose them, and we beef on that. We talk stuff, but he can't do nothing else but go Nuke, man. That right there is non-negotiable on that situation. You know what I mean?
You can cheer for another football team, but hey,
yeah. We can do the football, but that right there, that's a different situation right there.
Right. So if you guys didn't catch that, Dylan is a Cowboys fan. Dad grew up as a Chiefs fan.
Yes.
Is it just because of the area that you became a Chiefs fan?
Well, that and it was his name was Joe Delaney. He was one of the running backs that my dad turned me on to a long time ago, and I just stuck with it.
Yeah.
Yes,
cool.
yes, indeed.
Cool.
Yes, indeed.
Let me see here. Family morals or things that you have instilled in your son that you're hoping that sticks with him on a day-to-day basis.
Well, one thing that we always stressed was being a student first. And so I always told him and Kevion, C's, we don't accept C's. I mean, if you do, that's fine. If you get a C, that's fine. But you're not average if you're playing sports. And C means average. So we would expect you to make A's and B's if you have time to play sports. So that's one thing that I stress off of. I know our oldest son, he graduated in 3 years with his bachelor's. He only had 1 C out of all college grades. I only had 1 C. He made all A's in his major classes.
Yeah.
And Dylan, he just made a student of the week. So we do make sure that that's first and foremost, because anything can happen in sports, but the only thing that could take your mind is the devil. So
with our other daughters, the same thing. So they all made good grades, graduated early and everything from college. So, it's in the bloodline. Not only that, you got to put God first. And we preach that it's God first, family second. And then third, you have to be persistent and you have to believe in your purpose and you have to keep going forward no matter what happens. As long as you keep those two, you will know what to do.
Let's say if we have parents listening in out there, y'all make sure y'all get your questions in the chat. If you have any questions, I'll try to get to them before we get up out of here. But if you have, I think we've had these questions pop up for all the interviews I've done, which is if you're a parent, maybe a single parent, or even if you're with your partner, how is it to nurture and to kind of help, just bring along that talent that your kid might have, whether it be in sports, whether it be in academics? What are some things you can do to just nurture and kind of push them in the right direction, or lead them in the right direction, should I say?
Well, I know when both of our sons were young, they played multiple sports, and a lot of people thought, oh my gosh, y'all are putting them into too many sports. I'm like, we're not doing that. They want to do that. They're burning that energy because it has to be a balance. So if they're in the house just running around, that's just too much. So they balanced it out by doing different activities, being a part of the community, volunteering. Dylan and Kevion, they both love kids, so they'll do a lot of kid things in the community, giving back. Just being an overall grounded person, but it has to deal with your spiritual, mental, physical, and emotional person to be a whole person all the way around, just kind of touching each aspect in life.
Yes, indeed. I would say, again, back to our upbringing. So I'm Church of God in Christ. I'm a preacher's kid. Okay. We grew up in that. She grew up in Methodist and everything. So we givers. We are givers. We take care of people. We want to give. We reach out. We help up, that type of thing. And I think that's very important when you're going through life, that it's just not about you. You also make it important to give back, lend a hand, and do things for your community, and those type of things is very important as well.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I appreciate that. Give us some things that we might not know about Dylan.
He loves the fish. That's his favorite pastime. He loves the fish.
Love the fish.
Yeah,
he's a hyper person, but he likes to kind of just be by himself sometimes, just to recollect and focus. But yeah.
Oh, it's two things. So he's a hell of an actor. Like he could be a star at acting. Like when we were on our way to have him, my frat brother, John Singleton, was on the side of us, like at a light. Mm-hmm. And I said, hey, New, I'm about to go have my son. We about to go have my son. He said, hey, that's going to be a blessed kid. And he's going to do something to shock the world. Mm-hmm. I said, right on, New. So this is actually before he was coming in. So it's that one. And also, he's one hell of a bowler.
Oh yeah, he can bowl.
He can bowl. So we went on a family trip, and let's just say it like this: we all was leaving, making sure Dylan was that guy.
Right.
He had the crown. You know what I mean? Most definitely.
Let's talk about this season real quick. As far as coming into this season, we saw him score the first game.
Yes.
We see him score four. Okay, I guess I can skip to this. We see him score 4 touchdowns.
Yes.
First of all, how was your reaction? How was you just sitting watching this play out in this first college game? And Dad, of course, you've been through college. You know how tough it is to even get on the field as a freshman. And for him to get out there and basically be starting and then just boom, take over the game. How was that witnessing that happen?
After the game, I went and gave him a hug, and he said, "Mom, I'm doing the same thing I've been doing since I started football. Can you believe it? I'm doing it on the collegiate level now." Yes. I was like, "I know, that's weird, huh?" He was like, "Oh my goodness," because he just like, if you look at his eyes after he makes a touchdown, he's like in another dimension, and then he comes back. Yes. And he said after when that whistle blows, he's like in a movie. He's doing his own thing. It's not even, he has to watch the film later to be like, "Oh, I did that. I really did that." So, and he just makes sure, he gives big ups to his offensive line, and he's really close with them because that's who protects him.
That's it.
And yeah, he was shocked as well, but he knows he could do it.
Yes. My feeling was I was excited for one. And the reason of that was because I know the journey that he went through to get there.
Yes.
With all these schools, when he decommitted from K-State, when he decommitted from Notre Dame, it was a reason. Nobody else understood that reason. Mm-hmm. But we understood the reason, our relationship with Prom. Mm-hmm. And we know that's family, and we know we don't have to worry about can he play or this or that. But at the end of the day, he had to prove to himself, he was small in size, big otherwise, but his work ethic. And he proved it every day at practice. That wasn't just him joking. See, it's a difference in a dog and an alpha dog. See, Boogie's an alpha dog. So that's what I want to clear up. So I wasn't worried about who he was going to compete against. I was never worried about that. But when he transitioned what he did at practice, like Prom say, you got to do it on practice before you put it on the field. He went out there and did that with the help of his teammates as well. Can't knock that. But as far as what he did that in practice, and it transitioned over into the game. And that was just beautiful to see.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful thing.
Awesome.
I think what he was expressing to you, Mom, was that understanding of, like you said, I've done this on this level. I've been doing this.
Yes, it is.
That light goes off, that confidence. I had the same thing happen. I didn't score 4 touchdowns in my first game, but
yes, it is. That feeling is the same.
After even in high school, I caught a pass in high school. I was like, "Oh dang, I can catch a pass in high school."
That's big time.
That confidence to just turn up even more. So I'm looking for. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No.
We were listening to you. Definitely.
I'm looking for even more to come from the rest of the season and get even more comfortable. This game versus Stanford could be a big one for him. You guys are up there now. How is the atmosphere once again? And
beautiful.
Are you guys going to be in the actual game? You going to watch it from the stand
we'll be in the stadium. Yeah, we'll be in the stadium.
Do you guys watch it from the stands or the press box or where?
Well, we're gonna be in the seats because it's friends and family weekend. So we got a ton of people that's here. We're gonna be enjoying ourselves. It's my birthday today, and we're gonna enjoy ourselves and do that thing. We're gonna get in there and do that thing.
Happy number 21 again, big dog. Happy number 21.
You already know. Most definitely. So I'm praying that everybody's healthy. It'd be a great game. And I would be lying if I say I didn't put a prayer on there for my man to get in the end zone. So I'm telling y'all right now, for a birthday situation, let's let it rain. Let my man Boogie get in that end zone and do his thing.
That's right. And Coach
That's right.
Even said, it seems like every press conference he says this: we got to get Dylan the ball more. We got to get Dylan the ball more. And I looked up the stats. I didn't even realize he was top 2 in carries right now, pretty much leading in the yards. But I didn't realize he had like 47 carries right now. I can't even pull it up.
Yes, he's right around there. Yes, indeed.
47 carries, 217 yards, rushing, 4.6 yard average, 1 TD on the ground, and the rest of them came through the air. Man, that production is there. He's doing his thing out there on the field. Like I said, I know you guys are excited. You got a bunch of family coming through.
Yes,
I guess after he scored these touchdowns today, we get a big win. What's the plans going to be like after the game?
I don't know. We have an Airbnb.
Well, yeah, I guess I'll answer it. I have no problem. So, so what we gonna do? We gonna regroup right afterwards. Mm-hmm. Okay, we gonna come together and we gonna run the play. So what we gonna do? We gonna eat. We gonna talk stuff. We gonna play some cards. We gonna play some taunt. And then I'm gonna call out anybody who wants it in dominoes.
Yeah.
But I always win. So I'm just saying.
She says that, but you see who's smiling hard over there. So that if you ever this way or around, we can get on them. We can get on them balls, no problem.
You know what? I get on them cars. I'm from Alabama, from the South. Okay. I know the West Coast do more of the dominoes. Even some of my uncles did dominoes.
Okay.
We do the spades and the tonk.
Yeah, you don't want it in the spades or the tonk. I'm trying to tell you. You don't want that. I'll send you a letter in the contract that has to be signed because I don't want you mad tearing up the house when you get whooped. You know what I'm saying? We're doing non-disclosure agreement. Just between me and you, we'll be good.
And I'm a dominologist. I just want to put on a side note. I'm a dominologist real quick.
I let her get that. Yeah, I let her get that every once in a while.
Do you smash them on the table when you?
No, I do it really nice,
Yeah, she do it nice. Yeah. That make you even more mad that she didn't smack it down for a 20. You see what I'm saying? Right. Yes, indeed.
Finesse.
Yes, she's more finesse on that. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Yes, before we get up here, try to get some questions. I'm getting a little bit of feedback.
Sure.
Okay. Let's see if we get some questions coming in. Leave your questions if you have them. It would be nice if Dylan would score touchdowns for every decade for his dad's birthday.
Right.
Oh, right on. Hey, that's big ups right there.
That would be nice.
Miss Patricia Campbell, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Okay, so you guys can see the questions also?
Yes, indeed.
Okay, great. Let me see here. Shout out to y'all parents. Dylan is a purebred dog. Love his work.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Any other relationships? Any other relationships on the team that Dylan had previously with some of his peers or family?
Tajay McCoy played with him at the Bears. So Dylan played with the Bears from 3rd grade through 8th grade. 3rd grade through 8th grade prior to high school. Mm-hmm. And him and Tajay McCoy played together. And then Tajay moved to Oklahoma. So we came actually the first visit. His mom called me and she was like, we're going to Colorado this weekend. I was like, really? We are too. And we was always talking on the phone, trying to get them to play together in college because their birthdays are a day apart. They're very similar, but he's like his giant to Dylan. But they're very good friends and our prayers came through and now they're playing together. And, it's super cool because we get to see them every single week.
Also, I wanted to add to that if I could, and everything. The Derby League there, the Derby Panther Junior Football League that he played for, and the luxurious, great Wichita Bears with the great Mark Johnson. Yes. So I want to make sure that it's love, and I want to make sure that they know because it was a long journey, and if I didn't mention them, it wouldn't be right.
Right, definitely.
And you mentioned also his birthday was the Oregon game, correct?
Yes, it sure was.
September 22nd.
The 22nd, it sure was.
And I think I saw in either Well Off or Reach the People Media that you guys have been to every game that he's played, and that might have been the first one that you guys have.
The first time ever.
Wow.
It was the first time ever. It was bittersweet, but we understood the situation. It was pretty much out of our hands of the scheduling and everything, and we would have been over 10 hours on the layover, and
it was long.
It was a different type of thing, but we live and we learn. We prayed for him. He came out healthy, and everyone did. We didn't like the outcome, but we gonna handle that. We gonna handle that. We got time now. Like Pron said, we got time today. We gonna handle it. We gonna handle it.
As far as recruiting goes, nowadays it's a little bit different. These guys can text on the phone. You can get on social media, things like that. And of course, it's been in the news that Coach Prime and the staff, they're looking for, should I say, quote unquote, dogs on the offensive and defensive line a little bit more. How does recruiting goes as far as a parent, from a parent's perspective? Do parents kind of get involved in that? Do they kind of, How does that work from a parent's perspective?
Not really, but Dylan is a great recruiter himself. He knows a lot of players because he played in 7-on-7 for many years. He was addicted to 7-on-7, I would say.
Yes.
And then he played, travel football and baseball. So he knows a lot of players, and he recruits himself. And a lot of players that came that already committed, he took out as a what do you call it? A recruiter?
Yeah, it is a host.
A host,
recruiting host.
Yeah, recruiting host.
So he loves doing that. Gives him opportunity to learn more about those players and stuff like that. And like with us as parents, if those parents of that particular athlete have any questions about what was our process, how is Coach Prime? Is he the guy that he said he is? Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. He is. Hey, we can stand behind that wholeheartedly. Just ask us and we'll tell you the truth. Like he said, don't ask if you don't want to know the truth. So that's the truth that we'll be giving them. Like you said, we ain't selling nothing. This is the truth.
Right.
Can you discuss the decision of graduating early and coming to CU? It seemed that he was already prepared to make this type of move.
Yes. It was awesome. I was happy that he was able to do that because of the fact that he was able to come and learn the plays, learn the playbook, gain more strength, learn the just kind of before football season started, being in a school setting, a classroom, like having college classes before even starting football. And then he had the summer to keep lifting weights, learning the plays, getting acclimated on being on his own. That's different for a child to leave his house and be on his own in college. And so that transition was very necessary, and it helped him a whole lot.
So yeah, he wanted to put his best foot forward to put himself in position because he wanted to start, and he knew it would be a hurdle. And Dylan's one of those, like I said, an alpha dog that loves to be challenged. And when he's challenged, he always delivers. And that's one of the things that is in his DNA, his God-given ability, if you will. And that's how we are. We work hard. We work for what we want. It's not given to us. And that's what I feel that is his biggest strength.
All right. How do the parents feel about the team chemistry, the chemistry on the team right now?
Oh, we love it. I love it. I think Coach Prime raises a challenge in everything that you do, which builds your character. So that transcends on the field, and it also makes you a better teammate.
Yeah.
So that's
they're really close. All groups are close, but then they're close with each other. So maybe the tight ends are close, the wide receivers are close, the running backs are close, this, that, and the other. But then they all, joke around and have a good communication and relationships.
Yes.
He loves all his teammates.
Yes,
and his roommate I saw him mention is Cason Wiseman, came over.
Oh yeah, the quarterback
from Georgia.
Yes.
A lot of times, from my experience, sometimes you'll see roomies be in the same positions, but definitely be in the same class. So you see them two freshmen rooming together.
Right.
He's staying on campus as opposed to off campus. How do you think that helps him transition coming from high school to college now, staying on campus?
Dylan is like he loves people, and he loves his teammates. The best way I can say it is this has been him all his life, so he don't meet the stranger at all. He gonna walk past you, like I said. You always say hello. If they don't say hello to you, that's their problem. But if you one of those upbeat type people, and they'll finally understand that he's just being genuine, that's Dylan. That's who he is, smiling and love life.
Yeah.
That's what I get from that.
I think this is a good question right here for you. How do you deal with all the media attention? You're doing an interview with me right now.
Yes.
Dylan,
I love it.
You can watch Dylan on Well Off Media on his own YouTube and such. How do you guys deal with all that media attention coming about?
But when he was in high school, because Derby High School was, they were like state champions multiple years. So out of his 4 years, he was a state champion. Three years out of 4 years.
3 out of 4.
And he played since he was a freshman. So he scored in every game as a freshman, and then he was a lead running back from sophomore through senior year. And so he always had interviews, and I think that's what helped groom him and how to answer questions. And his major is communication. So definitely at first he was like, I want to be a chiropractor. I'm like, but what do you do best? And so he's like, oh, that is true.
And he wanted to follow in Prime's footsteps as well.
And he wants to be a sports Analyst.
You want to be an
Well,
analyst.
I can see that happening. I saw him mention that also, being a communications major, as I was also.
Okay, most definitely.
Yeah,
I can see that. I can see
That's
that. Yes.
I can see that definitely with Dylan also. Even though they say I had a face for radio, Dylan has a face for TV.
No. No, we good. You good. You got me with that one almost. Big Chico.
Dylan is perfect for TV. What do you see him doing in the future after playing football?
After playing football, definitely a sports analyst. He said he's always wanted to have a career where he could wear a suit every day. He likes to dress up when he does or whatever, but that's just him. He likes to be kind of in the limelight. That's just his personality. He's he's an extrovert totally. You know, if you go to a game with them when he was little, we never saw him until the end of the game. They were like, you're not worried about him? No, they'll bring him back. Trust me. Right. He's too hyper. They'll definitely bring him back. So,
exactly.
Yeah, he's a go-getter.
Yes.
Cool. The number 3, how did he, is there anything behind the number 3 that he picked? Either you were that number 3 or how did that come about?
Actually,
my senior year, I had number 3 as a soccer player, but
Uh-huh.
it was always 2, and then it was 3, and then Leon was 20.
And it was always the 2s. So Shador had the 2.
Right.
And
so he's like, I'll go 3.
And then he said he'd go 3.
I was like, yay, that's the Trinity. I was happy.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And he's an all-purpose player, so
There you go.
You know, that's how we saw it. You know, as all-purpose. But three's that hit, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's a heavy hitter with it.
All right. As we're winding down, a few more questions coming in. Go ahead and get them in if you can. We have the parents, of course, of Dylan Edwards here right now. Great interview going on. I appreciate you guys joining us once again.
Thank you.
A few more left. Talk about his relationship. You said both sets of his grandparents are living. That's a blessing.
Yes.
Ones that I saw a picture of, which I could share on here also. I see his smile.
Okay. That's my dad and mom and my dad's sister.
Am I the only one that has ever said that, or have you guys heard that before? I see his smile so much in all of you guys, actually. But
yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Yes. And so my parents been married 51 years, and his parents been married 52 years. Or
53 years.
Amazing. That foundation right there.
Yes, indeed.
Is great example for him to look back on. Real quick, can you talk about your when I meant to ask this earlier, but when you went on your visit to Boulder, Colorado to meet with Coach Prime once again, was that like a reunion? Reunion almost. And what was your take on Boulder when you got there?
Oh my gosh, it's beautiful. I played soccer in Colorado a lot growing up. Mm-hmm. So when we first met, he said, where you want to move to? I said, let's move to Colorado. Colorado? I'm like, yes, I love Colorado. Well, we didn't. We moved to California first. We said eventually we'll retire here one day. So when he chose Colorado, we went to 22 different schools out of 36 offers, and we didn't come to Colorado. So when he's like, I'm going to Colorado, I was lit up. Cheeks from ear to ear.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I got my wish and didn't even know it.
And so I played here against Cordell Stewart and all those guys, the Slash, when I was at K-State. So I love it. It was like coming back and just checking it out, and Darian Hagan, and just recounting those type of things and seeing them, and it was beautiful. But with Prime, he just brought Coach Prime brought a whole different level to it, and it was fitting. God got him in the right place, so that's where I leave that.
Now, as far as traveling for the games and possibility of moving, I know Dylan has at least 3 more years left there. Are you guys considering moving there permanently, or just going there back and forth?
No, we'll just keep commuting and everything like that. We never know what the future holds or what God has in store for us, but it is a possibility.
Yeah, we don't make plans.
Yeah, we don't make plans. We let God do the plans. We make goals. Because we'll make the goal all day, but if we make a plan, God gonna say, "Oh no, that ain't for you. We gonna go ahead and put you over here."
So a goal maybe.
So we'll set the goal, and we can reset them things right there. We can reset the goal. So
and that goes right here to this question: what are your goals, or what are some goals for Dylan this season? individually and maybe some goals as a family.
Okay.
Well, I know he wants to make freshman of the year. So that's a goal that he's already set before he even started college. And of course, to continue to be an athlete, academic of the week, student of the week.
Yes.
What else?
Speak once again. Yep.
Yes. I get exactly what to win the rest of the games.
Yes.
To win out. To possibly, to win a bowl game and, bringing that more history to their situation here, with Prom being at the helm. Also, I want to see Coach Prom get Coach of the Year.
Yes.
It's just not our goal. This is just not about just Prom, but who Prom has touched. It's for all of us. So, like I said, we behind him on that, and just be able to, God to bless us to be with family even more. So that's what our goals that we have for him.
And then also, NIL is really big with student athletes right now. And he has Run Dylan Run, which is a subsidiary of Reality Check Sports. So Leon is an entrepreneur.
That's what I do.
I'm a nurse. He's an entrepreneur. His clothing line is Reality Check Sports.
RealityCheckSportsApparel.com. Go check it out.
And then he made Run Dylan Run. And it's both trademark incorporated. So as well as a student athlete, it's a sign of the times to be a part of your business, to be a athlete, a figure of your brand.
Yes.
So to have him understand that more, because of course at 19 years old it could be overwhelming, everybody coming at you and everything. But for him to absorb everything and not to be so stressed out about just people coming at him, just take it one step at a time and understand each and every day it works itself out. So
yes, indeed.
Right.
Because he's still 19.
Yes, indeed. I think I didn't hear you.
No, I was going to say, if you see right above me, you guys can check out the website.
There you go.
Check out the RunDylanRun.com. Hey, appreciate you, Big Chico. I also want to say thanks to Unc and Full Life Legacy.
Yes.
Big time. Very big time. We love them. There was family right there. And that's what we do. We look out for family. So it's a beautiful thing.
Let's speak on this. This might touch home to some people out there watching. Maybe some families out there might be going through some things. You said that you are an entrepreneur.
Sure.
And you are a nurse. Can you talk to us about the dynamic of you guys' relationship going through those things? Because I know entrepreneurs can go up and down.
Yes.
But you have a steady nurses, should I say, income. How does that dynamic work? And what advice can you give to others? It
was really interesting when we first met because that allowed us to move. I was a travel nurse, so that's how we got to California. And then he was able to work his sports apparel in California with inkjet printing, going to magic shows, this and the other. And then we were still able to move because I'm able to move because my job can go anywhere as a nurse. I'm a nurse, whatever I do. And his career goes anywhere because it's online. And then he puts different clothing, sports apparel in different stores or whatever. So with my, like you said, as a nurse, I'm able to keep my consistency. But then he's such a go-getter and his faith is so strong that it helped my faith to make sure that we both are on the same playing field. And it just works.
So to sum it up on my end too, so she's my biggest cheerleader and I'm her biggest yell leader. So that's how we switch that up.
Yeah.
And so with me being an entrepreneur, doing motivational speaking as well, like with my wife, I invite her to come along sometime because it's our work ethic and she's a great motivational speaker as well, what we go through in our life and different things like that. So it was a win situation and having a background of athleticism, also being raised that God is first in our life. So with those things, with these young kids and dealing with the NIL, you have to understand that you are your brand at all times and somebody is watching at all times. So carry yourself as such.
Your own marketer. When you walk out of your house, make sure you're looking presentable. My mom always told me, look presentable. She did this all the time. Look presentable.
Exactly. and like with our work ethic, we compete, but we compete on a great level to get to those goals and reset those goals to get to the next goals. So Dylan gets that work ethic from our entire family because the number one thing, a man don't work, a man don't eat.
Man don't work, man don't eat. Goodness.
Right. Yes, sir.
And it's great to have that support also from your wife and vice versa. Because you guys are on that journey together. I like that.
Yes, indeed.
real quick. So let's go ahead and get into it. Let's do what you guys do as far as motivational speaking, marketing. Now is
Yes.
your time. Mom, I guess you can go first. And anything you have to promote out there, anything you want to talk about or advice you want to give right now?
Just make sure, continue to, any parents out there with kids going to college, check on them, but then let them have some autonomy, because they have to bump their head. Even if they're not bumping their head, they have to grow and learn. So I'm not the kind of mom that calls every single day. I don't. I make sure that we raise them enough to make sure that they know what they're supposed to do when they're out of the household, to be respectful, to make sure that they're doing what they're supposed to do. Because at the end of the day, if they're not doing it, life will pass you by. Time don't wait for no man. And so I always told the boys, like, even when they live on their own, Kevion lived on his own, Dylan, the girls, I'm not there to hold your hand. I'm not there to do each and every task for you. And so they're really, even when they left the house, they're both of them really just independent young men. I mean, Dylan, he'll call us every now and again to ask us how to cook a certain food or something like that. But other than that, he's like, no.
Oh, yeah.
I was happy to see me academic of the week or student of the week or whatever, because I don't just check on that every single day. Now I make sure I'm like, how's your grades doing? How's class doing? Because at the end of the day, he knows with his bottom line, he has to get a degree. That's not an option. It's a must.
That's a must. We have ours. You got to get yours.
Yes.
Bottom line. Just bottom line. So.
Nice. I like that a lot. You guys both have your degrees, so hey, you got no choice, son.
That's right.
You got great genes and great DNA and everything.
So let's make that happen. Let's make that happen.
I had a coach used to say, you have all the tools to get the right grades. Why aren't you getting the grades?
Right. You got to apply yourself.
Exactly.
You got to
apply yourself.
You got to apply yourself.
All right. Dad, anything you want to promote? Any shout outs?
Yeah, I want to do a couple of shout outs.
I'll tell you real quick. I want you to shout out your noops.
Shout out to all my noobs at Kappa Alpha Psi. Yeah. Noobs. To all my noobs out there, love you. You know the deal. Catch me anywhere and I'm going to stop. I ain't a bougie noob. I'm a bougetto noob, but I will get bougie. There we go. So at any rate, I'd like to give a shout out to Full Life Legacy. I would like to Gali, like to give a shout out to him. I like to give a shout out to Coach Prom.
Yes.
I like to give a shout out to the RunDylanRun.com, the Reality Check Sports Apparel.com. And I like to give a shout out to my mom, my dad, moms and pops, and all the family that has been with us this whole time and continue to do things with us and everything like that. And to Colorado University, because, hey, you already know we coming. And there you go.
There you go.
Yeah, there we go, baby. And we about to get that win today. You know what I'm saying? We go. Go Buffs. Go Buffs, baby.
Go Buffs.
Go Buffs.
Today, you guys make sure y'all tune in. It's going to be on ESPN. Kickoff is 8 p.m. Mountain Time. I think that's 10 p.m. Eastern Time is going down.
Yes, it is.
Another question. I always be trying to get out of here, but we got questions coming in.
I got one for you. And a shout out to Big Chico, baby. Big Chico Sports.
Thank you so much.
So you saved the best for last, my man. Salute. Yeah. I didn't forget you, my guy.
Man, thank you so much. I really appreciate this. What do you guys think about the late kickoffs before we get out?
Well, let's hope it doesn't run into 1 a.m. Let's start off strong early.
Yes.
Be up at halftime by 2 touchdowns at least. So we're not even thinking about an overtime. We're just gonna do what we need to do, handle business, and go home.
Yeah. we gonna get it. This is the thing. No matter what time and with the time, when the time, however you want to put it, we came to play football and win it, baby.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? We got that energy, and Prime already called it. Let's just go ahead and finish out this season, see where we at, and go from there.
Lights, camera, action.
Yes.
Lights, camera. I think I know this answer right here, but I'll let you answer it, Dad. Why aren't you on the staff right now? Because they're saying they want to see your energy on the staff.
You know what? I'm always on the staff. I got a lifetime contract with Prime. He'll tell you about it. Salute to my man Prime. We always talk stuff, so he know what time it is. He ever need me, all he got to do is put that finger up like in church. You remember? and I'm on the way down the aisle. There we go.
That's
God is good.
Oh, man, God is good. I thank you guys for joining me and taking the time out of your day for joining me up there in Boulder, Colorado. In Boulder, where it's colder, like I like to say.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Said the temperature dropped a little bit. It's going to be like 30 degrees tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be like 36, 33. But when we come to the Waikiki Island, we going to hit you first.
You make sure you do.
We coming to holler at you.
It's going down. Yes,
all
sir.
Right, most definitely.
Thank you guys for tuning in once again. Everybody in the chats, I appreciate it. Y'all make sure y'all follow them online. Get you some gear right now. Go to the website. It's going to be in the link.
Yes, it is.
RunDylanRun.com.
Yes, it is.
His dad, entrepreneur himself. We ain't have to go out to nobody else and ask them to do. Nah, we doing it ourselves. So
yes, indeed.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it. Mr. Leon and Miss Raisha.
Thank you so much.
My man.
Appreciate it.
All right.
Go Buffs.
Go Buffs.
And we are about this thing. Peace in the Middle East.
Yeah.